This is 7 National News, and in our top story, Her Highness Sheikha Jawahar bint Mohammed Al Qasimi, the wife of the ruler of Sharjah and chairwoman of the Supreme Council for Family Affairs, has called for global collaboration of governments and private organisations to fund autism research. At the daycare centre for autistic children in Cairo, Egypt, Her Highness Sheikha Jawahar said that autism prevalence figures are on the rise, making it the fastest growing spectrum disorder in the world, with an estimate of 1 in 100 children being on the autistic spectrum. Her Highness Sheikha Jawahar was quoted as saying that increased financial support for research could help scientists to determine its causes, which could help those children to lead normal lives. She added that there was a need for collaborative efforts by doctors and scientists worldwide to identify the causes of autism and work towards finding an effective treatment. The chairwoman also stated that healthcare facilities are important as they play a key role in supporting these children psychologically and rehabilitating them to give them and their families hope. Top scientists from the UAE and the wider world gathered in the capital today to study and evaluate the latest strategies and solutions on how to enhance rainfall yields and fresh water supplies by developing the latest scientific techniques. Reviewing the proposals submitted by the leading scientists around the world in a closed-door session, the current chair of the technical committee of the UAE's research programme for rain enhancement science, Dr. Kathy Olson, said that water scarcity is not only a regional but a global problem. And this initiative offers an outstanding opportunity for talented scientists around the world to come up with innovative solutions to resolve this delicate issue. The programme manager of the UAE Research Programme for Rain Enhancement Science, Alia Al-Mazroui, said that a large percentage of the global population live in developing countries, which depends heavily on water supplies and rainfall for food and water. And if water issues are not addressed quickly, it will lead to a major crisis in the very near future.
Part of the competition is that this research has to impact positively on the citizens of UAE. And so yes, it will be beneficial for the world, but the impact is going to be in arid and semi-arid regions, and so that it will be very beneficial to the people within UAE. And I think that's very important. And, you know, it's interesting because we really take for granted water. I mean, even here in an arid region, you can turn on the faucet and you can get the water, and you can get clean water, you can get pure water, and it's wonderful. But we have to ensure that that is going to be our future 5, 10, and 15 years down. And it's programs like this that's being established now that's going to lay the groundwork to ensure that, so that we can go to that faucet and we can have that credible glass of water when we need it.
There are a lot of pathways we are focusing on. Actually, we are enhancing the understanding of the science of the rain enhancement, and we are also enhancing the innovation and research on this field. In addition to that, we are looking forward to develop the capacity in this field in meteorology and also in environment and water. So all of these, all of these pathways we are focusing on, in addition to the state-of-the-art techniques used for the rain enhancement operations. And this, of course, help us in NCMS as we are doing the cloud seeding operations since more than 11 or 13 years. And this will help us to enhance our operations actually through new techniques and new technologies.
On the first day of the 2-day evaluation programme, some scientists pointed out that cloud seeding is one of the most popular rain enhancement solutions today, but it is still underdeveloped. Describing global warming as a major challenge facing humanity, scientists attending the event said that the effects of climate change are already visible, and global water supply will most likely reach a crisis point in the future. Event organisers informed that the technical committee will shortlist candidates from 78 pre-proposals submitted by 325 scientists from around the world, including 19 from teams of scientists and researchers based here in the UAE, and will announce their names on the 1st of June this year. The successful candidates will be invited to develop and submit their full and final research proposals by September this year. The final 5 projects selected as winners will be awarded a grant of $5 million over a 3-year period. The prize-winning project proposals will be announced and honoured at a ceremony in January 2016.
Yes, we do know that CO2 has increased, that it is a greenhouse gas. However, we also know now that globally and regionally, the effects of climate change may not be equal everywhere. They may be positive in some cases, maybe negative in other cases. So for us, a lot of research is ongoing also to really understand what regionally will happen when climate change or global warming occurs. And I think that is an important component. Now, climate models are pretty good at predicting the temperature change, but they are not as good predicting precipitation changes. And so trying to understand what will happen to rainfall, which is our only source of fresh water in the world, is very important.
The Knowledge and Human Development Authority has sent out Ramadan guidelines for private schools here in Dubai. The holy month is set to fall during the last term of the academic year for most UAE schools. And the KHDA guidelines include shorter school days, break times and food and eating policies. The statement says that during Ramadan, it is understandably challenging for young Muslim students to continue their normal daily routines while fasting. Schools are expected to help Muslim students by applying the guidelines, which will ensure students are able to meet academic expectations while fasting. It added that in order to accommodate their needs, schools should ensure that they do not engage in demanding physical activities and are also not exposed to heat to reduce the risk of dehydration. Out of respect for the holy month and for fasting students, staff and parents' eating and drinking habits should be prohibited in public areas of the school and should be limited to designated areas. For this academic year, school hours during Ramadan will be from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. with shorter breaks, which is applicable to all grade levels and for all students. The areas around schools over in the capital are to be refurbished by July this year in order to raise health and safety standards. The Abu Dhabi municipality made the announcement, stating that schools are being listed so that contractors and consultants can be informed about the areas that need work. These include constructing, modifying and maintaining entryways, parking lots and the lanes leading into schools. The work is being undertaken as a part of the School Traffic Safety Project, which was launched back in 2012 by the municipality in collaboration with the Department of Transport, the Abu Dhabi Education Council, the Abu Dhabi Police and the Urban Planning Council. In addition, according to the municipality, speed bumps will also be built, as well as crossing areas and school road signs. Road surfaces will also be painted red to highlight the speed limit, which will be reduced to 30 kilometers per hour, while pick-up and drop-off points will also be allocated for school buses. In just 1 year, 60,000 UAE residents have recycled waste. That is the equivalent to saving 14.7 million gallons of water. The announcement was made by waste management company Dulsco whilst celebrating the first-year anniversary of Dubai Municipality's My City, My Environment campaign. Residents from Jumeirah and Safa were given 240-litre colour-coded rubbish bins, green for recyclables, which were collected on alternate days, and black for general waste, which were collected daily. Within a year, residents living across 7,000 villas from Jumeirah 1, 2 and 3 and Safa 1 and 2 managed to recycle waste. That is also equivalent to saving 12 million kilowatt hours of electricity, 126,126 pounds of air pollution prevented from being released, 61,107 million BTUs of energy, 35,736 trees, and 44,435 barrels of oil. As a part of the campaign, Dulsco also rolled out a number of activities, including awareness programs for maids, campaign material, door-to-door visits by a Dulsco team, as well as Green Hope volunteers, surprise gifts for active recyclers, and beach cleanup campaigns, among others. According to Dulsco, the UAE currently has one of the highest carbon footprints in the world. But if everyone participates, then a zero-waste society is possible. And finally, looking to other news now, sponsors and organisations were honoured today at a special ceremony for their commitment towards students with special needs, which was attended by His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the chairperson of the Supreme Committee for the Protection of Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and the honorary patron of the Al Noor Training Centre for Children with Special Needs. In line with the Al Noor Training Centre for Children with Special Needs, long-term partners and shareholders were also honoured for their relentless support. The recognition ceremony was termed as Thank You from Al Noor. The ceremony was coupled with the launch of the Sheikh Mansour bin Mohammed Smart Class, which provides an interactive and collaborative student learning resource. By sponsoring the Smart Class, His Highness Sheikh Mansour has helped Al Noor come a step closer to its aim, which is to become a regional innovation centre in special needs training.
Al Noor should be planning to create this sort of awareness not vertically but horizontally. We should expand not ourselves, but we should impart the guidance and training to others. We should be able to help other areas to come up with this sort of institution and give them training and knowledge, whatever we can.
I think the event was a great one to bring together all the various sponsors to show how much support there is for Al Noor. Of course, it needs more support. From my perspective, I come from Emirates Airline and also the Emirates Airline Foundation charity, which provides support and tickets for the centre itself.
By 2020, we have a mandate, an ambitious plan in order to transform Dubai to be an accessible city, not only from a physical point of view, but also from the soft infrastructure. So we are currently working with the different government entities in order to assess the infrastructure, the ICT infrastructure, as well as the hard in terms of transportation, roads, buildings, public facilities, to make sure that they're totally accessible. But it's also about, as I said, ensuring that it is a barrier-free society, by ensuring that people are aware of the needs of persons with disabilities, that they are treated equally and fairly like their colleagues. And this is all about accessibility. So it is the hard and the soft infrastructure.